Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be using Noteflight and we're going to be writing the notation for the tune Ode to Joy into Noteflight. So first things you're going to need to do is navigate to Noteflight, log in, create a new score. Once you've done that it should look something like this. The title of the piece is going to be Ode to Joy. Okay. Once you've done that you need to download the Ode to Joy PDF, which is the notation. Once you've downloaded it, open it up. Now, what I suggest you do, we want to have half the screen with the notation, the other half of the screen with the Noteflight application. So this just saves us having to click back pages and so on. So the way to do that, simply click, drag, and make it half a screen like so. Now, to input the notes, if I bring my cursor over the first bar, by the way, you'll notice we've got a grand stave. We've got a treble clef stave and a bass clef stave. Obviously, we're only going to be writing using the treble clef stave. So the bottom line of the bass clef, I'm going to leave empty throughout this entire demonstration. Now, if I want to start writing notes in my first bar, I can click on the first bar. Now, at the moment, the mouse is focused on bar 1. We know it's focused on bar 1 because it's got this orange highlight around it. You'll also notice that my cursor moving up and down moves the note head up and down, all right? So what I need to do, my first note of Ode to Joy is E, followed by another E. So E, bottom line. Now, once I click in the note, I've got the option of changing the rhythmic value. It's written a crotchet by default, but up here I've got my toolkit. So if I click on a minim, that'll change that E note to a minim, or a semi-breve, and so on. You'll look just where it says shorter bracket, longer bracket. That means I've got keyboard shortcuts. By hitting those bracket keys, I can change the rhythmic value of this note. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on E. Now the next note, once again, is E as well. E, as it's a crotchet, I'll leave it as is. Next note, F. Next note, G. Now I've just clicked that in the wrong spot. So what I need to do, I can either click and drag it down like so, or I can use the up and down keys to change the pitch. Now you notice it gets a little bit fidgety having to click in with the mouse. Alright, it's much faster if you know the names of the notes on the treble clef stave to simply use the QWERTY keyboard. F, E, D, C, C, D, E, and so on, to write it in using the QWERTY keyboard. Now, at the moment, I'm at bar 4 right here. We can see we've got a dotted crotchet on that E. I've just written a normal crotchet. So once again, what I need to do is go up to my toolkit, and here is my dots. If I click that, I can then continue writing. The next note is a D. Now, automatically, it's written another dotted crotchet. That's because the previous note was a dotted crotchet, and it thinks that I want to keep writing using a dotted crotchet. Obviously I don't, so I can use my bracket keys to change the rhythmic value to a quaver. The next note is a D again. Obviously the last note I wrote was a quaver. I want to make this one a minim, and there we go. Now notice my fourth bar I just completed then, and it automatically created a new bar for me. That's pretty handy. I've also got these plus and minus keys up here. If I want to add another bar, I can simply hit the plus and that'll create another bar, and so on. Now, what I want to do, I want to format my page so it's similar to the PDF page. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4 bars per line. The way to create what we call a system break, that is, if I want my new line to start at the end of bar 4, I need to select bar 4, and then I can simply hit enter, and that makes my new bar start on the next line, which is bar 5. So if I now select and focus on bar 5, I can simply write in the next phrase, which of the second line is E, E, F, oops, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D with a dot. Now the shortcut at my toolkit is a period and then a quaver on C. So if I hit C, it's written another dotted crotchet. So once again, I have to change this to a quaver. There we go. And then I hit C again, wrote a quaver. So if I change that to a minim. Okay, now I've just completed the second line of the melody. So what I want to do, I want to do another system break. So instead of writing my third bar at the end, the third line, bar 9, just here at the end of the second line in Noteflight, I need to click on that bar, hit enter, creates a new bar. Okay, so the next line starts off with a D as a minim. So if I hit the note D and I change it to a minim by using my bracket, and then E, change it to a crotchet by using the bracket, C, and then D, and then E, F. Now notice the E, F's a quaver, so if I hit E, change it to a quaver, F, beautiful, then E, change it to a crotchet, C, okay, same deal, D is a minim, make it a minim. I can do this as well by using the mouse, but it just makes it a little bit slower. Right? The idea of this stuff is to make it as quick, as painless. Notice how it takes a little bit longer to click in the notes and then write in what needs to change. Once again, I want to make my system break here, so if I click here, hit enter, scroll down a little bit, focus on the next bar, and we're back to E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D with the dots, C, make it a quaver, finish with a C as a minim, delete my last bar there, and here I have the notation to Ode to Joy. If I want to listen to it, I can simply hit the play icon down here. Incredible. Good luck.